Hello everyone, WhitehouseFilms back with a new vlog. So, what we've got left to do today is well, for this vlog, we're going to be installing the new back scene and make a start on making the station platform. Now, in the last vlog I asked you guys at home, would you like me to replace this back scene with the one I showed you, which was part of the Build Easy ones. I got two replies from both Ffarquhar and I've forgotten who else commented there, but I'll leave their username on the screen here. It'll come up on the screen here. So they said to install it, so as it blends in quite well with the original one. So that's what I'm going to do. So for this installation, what I've done is that I've actually painted over parts of the back scene which sort of stick out from the back of the other back scene. And what I did was, it's the same paint, the duck egg paint. This is actually a furniture paint, which you can see here. It's made by Rust-Oleum, chalky finish furniture paint, duck egg green, blue. This is the same paint that I used to paint all the other skies on this layout. So here's the replacement back scene, which I showed you before in the other video, and just test fit it into place. Should be okay. Just make sure everything's all level. I will fix up the bottom part of this here with the greenery. Add a few more, maybe a few shrubs or something. Or if I can tough up, let me see, I wonder if I can pull this away a wee bit. Might be able just to tuck this in. No, doesn't look like it. Oh well, I'll put some sort of like a foliage of sort underneath that there just to blend that in. So, it doesn't look a bit too bad, doesn't it? No, I don't think so. There's a wee bit of showing up here of some of the mountains from the Pico back scenes, but might give that another coat of paint, probably. Though, I don't know, might maybe paint in maybe some clouds, just to see, or I think maybe just keep it just as blue, and just see what I can do. Okay, so I'll now have to make a start on fixing this in. Back in a few moments. Right, I'll just let that set for a while. Also, just some the glue. Glue back this grass here, which I had to take up, just so I can get it down to the edge. That way I help transition that there in it a bit better. Also, I have to be careful with these signals as well, because they're quite delicate. So, whilst I was working on it there, I kept bumping into them, but thankfully they're still stable. Just need to be very careful when handling them, or handling against them. Right, here we go. Just let that sit for a while. Okay, next up is to try and get this back scene secured in place. So what I've done is that I've formed up a little bit of wooden block that I've formed to make the contours of the little hook. I marked out on the baseboard where I need to drill in place. There's a hole already in there, so that'll help me to glue to secure the block to the board. So all I need to do is just to get the hole drilled. Now I'm not going to be using an electric drill for this one because this probably would require some precise drilling, which is why I'm going to be doing it by hand. So if you remember from my Model 3 video, I'm using one of these. It's a little rotary drill. Just takes a while to get it into the right position. I'm not going to go all the way through the baseboard with this one here because I just need to make just a little slight hole. Like so. Just very carefully. Baseboard. I think maybe also, just to make sure it's nice and clean, just make a little countersink. Just get a larger drill bit. A bit bigger than that one. 7. Let's try number 10. Biggest. Yeah, that'll make a good countersink. Just doing it lightly with my hand. There we go. Right, just drill into the board. There we go. Let's get there. Now, next thing now is to try and secure this to that block. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use some epoxy glue. Nice double, like so. Just put it at the back. There. Then just press against it. Right. Gotta stay and hold this here for another 45 minutes. Right, now we move on to the station area. Whilst we're letting the back scenes to dry, and also the support for this back scene to dry as well. Before we move on to what I'm going to talk about next here, behind this little factory building here I've put an extra support block just to make sure this is all nice and secure and that it's not going to be wobbling about anytime when the layout is being transported. So next up we're going to try and finish up the hillside for this side of the layout. Now to do this, what I've done is off camera I've made up this little skeleton which is going to hold down the hanging basket liner. So here what I've done is I've actually made up a little skeleton for the basket liner to hold on to. Basically it's just a mixture of bits of cardboard, bits of foam board, a bit of polystyrene, and they're all secured in place using PVA glue and Yoo-hoo contact adhesive. So the way I need to try and look at how the original hillside for the back of the station was made up, I have to look at my research again. Now this photograph here shows you exactly that area here, and it's quite a big built up area, so the hill sort of maybe goes up to the top here, just maybe about level at the top of the factory building. So what I need to do is just try and create the sort of contours of that, and the best way to go about doing that is to get a bit of paper, you smash up into a ball, a bit of masking tape, you just secure it into place like this. Again, you have to keep looking back at your references as well, just to make sure you're doing the right thing. In fact, what I find more easier is that if I do it this way, I'm able to see it upon level. So I need to create a bit of a bundle up here. Let's put a bit more paper. Now it may look a bit rough now at the minute, but once the basket liner is on, it'll look a lot more better. I can show you. I'd say that probably be enough there now. Just to secure that in place. This side. Yep. Now, of course, some of the skeleton isn't actually fully glued down now, so some parts of it is kind of a bit loose. So what I'm going to do now, as soon as I secure these on, I'm going to leave this for a while to dry off. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and get the hanging basket liner glued in place. Let's just come all the way there, just fix it up. There. It is new. Okay, we'll be back in 24 hours. Okay, it's been a few days now since we last worked on this here. Just noticed some of the masking tape is kind of loose there, so it just needs to fix that down a bit more. But for the time being, this will be alright for now. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put on the basket liner. And here's some basket liner. Here. You can get this in any DIY store or in a garden centre. Here I got this from Homebase, which you can get, as I said, you can get it very cheaply. This one I got for like about £3. So it comes in a big roll, as you can see. Now, I think maybe the best thing to do here is to get some newspaper down. This stuff will go everywhere. All the hair is not there, so just put that down there. basket liner like this. And what I tend to do is I actually would unravel the whole thing, put it over the layer, and then mark out or cut out the area that I want to be made. So working at one end. We'll start here first. Now because we're going to be covering the station area, we're going to take off just a bit here. Always have a good pair of sharp scissors at hand. Now, whilst you're cutting, you may actually cut away a bit more than what you intended. So, to fix that, I'll show you in a minute if I have done what I said. Okay, just put the rest down for a minute, so we can reuse it again if needed. Okay, so the next we have a basket liner. We work it in to make sure that it fills in any gaps. And then we need to start forming out where the retaining wall is. But to do that, I have to push it and prod it about like so until it gets me up to the edges, thus. So, what I need to do now is to get a pen and just draw it exactly. You might not see it that well, but at this end here I can. So it doesn't have to be a good line, just enough so that you're able to see it. And then once you're all set, you begin making your cuts. Now I'm going to be cutting outside of the line, so that if I do miss any, if I have too much, then I can easily fold it in itself or tuck it in behind the wall. Because it'd be very easy if you just, whilst you're working at this here, it's always easy to make a mistake and you need to patch it up with more basket liner. There's a few hairs all over the place there, but they can easily be picked up with a vacuum cleaner. So there's our basket liner, and all we need to do is just to test fit it, just push it into place. If there's any space on the retaining wall, or any gaps, just tuck it in behind it, just so it has a nice clean joint to it. You'll get the odd fluff every now and again here, balls of fluff, so just fix these out. Up to the joint there. Now, just pad down just so that everything will secure. Just for the test fit. Now, you see what I mean when I was using the bundled up bits of paper that creates a nice bit of a terrain here at the top. So that's okay. So you put ducking below there, so you can easily just bring it up in here, or you can just put in a bit more newspaper underneath it, and that should hold it all together. So, just need to have a quick look from a distance there to see what it looks like. You also have your source photographs for reference. Yeah, it seems to be okay there. It just needs a bit more padding up here. Just a bit more here. Okay, so it's been a few minutes there, just so I've been securing down the newspaper again with some more duct tape. I found masking tape was a wee bit weak for this thing, so I just thought masking tape, duct tape would be a bit more heavy duty for this bit, so might as well stick with that. Okay, to hold down the basket liner, what I'm going to use is just some PVA glue and just go along the areas like this. Just very carefully, like. Right. There we go, so we covered it out. Take my bit of basket liner and just plonk it on. Like so. You don't have any corners like this here, so just basically just fold the basket liner on itself and just push it in like that. There we go. So instead of see any, you just need to go around areas, and if you see any areas that need filling in, just stretch the line just a wee bit, and then you just push it in place. So I'll go over this again just on the long edge, just to make sure that this is sticking down to it okay. I find that maybe a bead of glue on the top edges will help it stick down a bit more. let that dry for 24 hours and we'll come back to it again. Okay, I mentioned earlier here that there may be some parts when you're cutting your basket liner, there may be bits where you haven't really covered, it's not big enough to cover the area you need. So this is an example here which I'm referring to. When I was installing this retaining wall, I noticed that part of the hanging basket liner was too short. So in order to fix this, what I have to do is this. Cut some wee strips of the basket liner. Get your PVA glue. And just go over with it, like so. And just put it into position like that. It may look a bit off now, but later on I'll be shaping it up correctly so that it stands out better. And like I said, just give it 24 hours for it to set. Okay, we'll be back in a while.